Would you like to learn if BIM can be applied for small-scale projects? And what is the difference for BIM for large and small-scale projects? And as well as, is there too much investment involved for small-scale projects? Let's figure it out in this video. I'm Hassan Ymer from Integrated BIM, and I would like to guide you because I answered this question 1,000 times already and I want to give the answer to you as well. But comment below and let me know if you agree that BIM can be applied for small-scale projects, large-scale projects, any type of projects, or if you have a different point of view, because that's how we grow together, by discussing all the different point of views. To start with, I know that you learned from a lot of free content, some courses, or some documents and books, that BIM has multiple steps and it requires this, that, and that, and that. But let's dive deeper into it. Let's understand what BIM actually is and what you're really trying to get out of it. Because that's most of the time the question, and many people don't think about it from the beginning of the project. I know there are many definitions out there, but I mean what it means to you for this project. Do you ever think about that? When you start a project, when you try to implement BIM, do you think about that? What does it mean, BIM, for this project? In the core of BIM, it's collaboration and communication, that's true. But let's try to open it up and understand a little bit deeper, why do we need BIM? We need BIM to ensure efficient collaboration is going on, so we eliminate the waste, so we can sustain minimum waste, and we can have a larger return on investment. This waste could be in a way that from the time point of view, in a from material point of view, in a resource point of view, meaning like manpower or multiple people like using when they are drafting certain things, it takes longer, and when you use certain systems, you can draft things much faster. So the idea over here is, why do we need BIM? So we need to discuss this at the beginning of every single project. And the point over here is how we can bring the most value to the client and to the project and all the stakeholders around. So that's really important because we have to encourage collaboration. So we need to bring value to everyone in order to bring everyone together. So once we dive deeper and understand what is the scope, what is the goal, what kind of value we want to bring, now the next thing is how we can bring it. So you can see here, I'm not talking about scale at all. I'm talking about bringing value and what kind of value I can bring. In the book, it might say you need BEP, BIM Execution Plan, MIDP, Master Information Delivery Plan, or LOD Matrix, or there are lots of other things it might say in the books or guides or in the courses. But the real question is, how can you bring the most value to that project? And this doesn't require scale because you don't need to follow all these procedures. They are there to guide you for a proper implementation and some ideas and some techniques. But in reality, do you really need for this project, if it's small scale or if it's any type of scale, do you really need for this case? Will this MIDP bring value to you? Will this BEP bring value to you? I'm not saying don't use BEP, BIM execution plans. Of course, there will be certain BIM execution plan involved, even in a small scale project, because it could just contain your strategy. But it doesn't have to necessarily include all the contents. You can just download just 200 pages. You know, like it's not. So you need to find out the best method, the value you can bring, and you can boil it down for that particular project. And in this case, you can simply see that you can apply BIM into the multiple scale projects because you're just focusing on what kind of value, what kind of return on investment you can bring to the client. And to do that, obviously you need to understand the team, you need to understand how many people there are. Maybe we really need this kind of level of development matrices or responsibility matrices in order to assign the right collaboration for the right people and plan everything beforehand. However, it's important to bring every project on the table and treat it as a unique, because the problem over here in the industry is that we are trying to apply, there's a one technique or there's a one general knowledge, and we try to apply for every single project. And if you think about why it fails, and this is one of the reasons. Before I give you another tip, why don't you just sign up to our live webinar, which is 1 hour about BIM management. We'll cover about change management, big BIM, small BIM, more detail than this video, and there will be interoperability with BIM. So I will be there live and I want to engage with you. I want to discuss with you, and there will be 1 hour live webinar. Just go ahead and sign, and I want to see all of you there. The bonus tip here would be don't bound yourself to a particular software. Software will change, it will evolve, another software company and a vendor will override the software, the market needs will change, so don't bind yourself with a particular software. Instead, focus on a bigger picture. What do people need? How I can bring more input, better results, how I can do those, and use that particular software within that workflow. So you need to focus on the supply chain, the workflow, the collaboration, rather than the actual software. So other people make the opposite mistake. They say, we need Revit in our company, so let's start with Revit and we'll see where the BIM goes. That is wrong, and you will most probably be bounded to only one software, and you will just use this software instead of AutoCAD or Rhino, whatever other software, and you will use Revit for your projects, but you will not really use BIM, and which is you're just simply eliminating all the value you're going to have for your company by just choosing this software from the go. So you don't have the strategy and you don't have the bigger picture. If you didn't watch our talk with Marzia, we talk about the level of information need, please watch here, and it's a great BIM talk. You'll miss a lot if you don't. We also have a great and sincere talk with Gavin, talk of 2 BIM influencers. So if you didn't watch these 2 BIM talks, you should definitely watch because you're missing a lot. See you next time.